people are memorizing significantly less. Number two is that individuals want often navigational readiness rather than memorized readiness. They want to be able to navigate to something. And then the third element is they need to be able to fail their way to success if they're going to own it with confidence. Dave, you and I are both getting on airplanes. And there's actually an FAA rule in the United States that the pilot's door has to be open as you board the aircraft. And I had Sully Sullenberger, the guy who landed his plane on the Hudson River, as a speaker at one of my conferences. And he told me, always stop at the door, say hello to the pilot, and ask them the last time they had been in a simulator and what they learned. Now, if they said that they haven't been in a simulator, tell them that you left your bag and go back out and wait for another plane to come there. But I think it's enormously important in the learning field that we create the ability for people to have multiple experiences and to literally fail safely their way to success. My final piece, and I know, Dave, this is much of what you do in Learnovate, we need a lot of highly functional benchmarking research in our field. Good example, I was literally the other day with 5 chief learning officers from big companies around the world. And I threw out a simple question to them. I said, how long is your learning for leadership in your organization? If somebody's becoming a leader, how long is that? And they went around the room and, one person said, well, it lasts 5 days. One, we do it in 2 weeks, we sprinkle it out. And I said, when was the last time you tested whether it was too long, too short, or poorly timed? And there was silence in that room because they did it by tradition. And by the way, it worked well, or maybe well. But when can we start to test amongst each other the best practices for timing, for the mixture of technology and design? And I'm excited that we enter into a more data-rich time to look at how do we use the best technologies, the best products, but also the best practices. And to wrap up on this, we are involved in a wonderful project right now. It's an open source project called Learning Onboarding. And I'm working with some friends from Accenture and a number of other companies around the world to build some free resources that can be used when somebody wants to enter the L&D field, they want to be promoted into the L&D field, or they need to refresh their energy in that. And we're doing it in an open source way because we want it to be a dynamic thing which keeps evolving. And we've got 97 companies that are building that. So I am real excited. I can't wait to come back to Dublin. I switched the dates so Dave could be there and we could do this together. And what I'm hoping we can do is have an interactive conversation about some of these trends. Beware, it's an exciting time, but it's also a really disruptive time in terms of the marketplace and in terms of even the market viability of lots of companies in our space. And so we're going to have to be smarter than ever in the learning field. And I think the way we do it is the kind of connection and collaboration that you do at Learnovate, to bring companies together in a safe environment and to have brutally blunt conversations with each other about what's working, what needs to change, and what's the role of our field in building the readiness of our workforces for today and tomorrow.
Wonderful.